It disturbs the whole thing. Take in a mobile and watch. This will get spoiled. Computer will get spoiled. आज ये नया ले लो यार, ये कब के होगा? 5 साल लगेंगे इसको लेने में, छोड़ दो, भी डिस्टर्ब हो रहा है हमको। डिस्टर्ब हो रहा है पूरा। कितना दिन लगता है? हरे कृष्णा। क्यों डिस्टर्ब? क्लास डिस्टर्ब होता है यार, वो नया लेने का खराब हो गया, छोड़ो उसको। भुक्ता भोग परित्यक्ता दृष्टा दोषा च नित्यशः निश्वेरस्या शुभं धत्ते स्वे महिम्नि सितस्य च। भुक्ता भोग परित्यक्ता दृष्टा दोषा च नित्यशः निश्वेरस्या शुभं धत्ते स्वे महिम्नि सितस्य च। भुक्ता भोग परित्यक्ता दृष्टा दोषा च नित्यशः निश्वेरस्या शुभं धत्ते स्वे महिम्नि सितस्य च। Hare Krishna. Anybody here?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna
Mukta
Prabhuji.
bhoga
Dandavat pranam.
parityakta drashti dosha cha nityashah na aishwaryasya ashubham dhatte swe mahimne stitasya cha.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Mukta bhoga parityakta drishta dosa cha nityasa ishwarasya shubham dhatte swamahimne stitasya cha. Thank you Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Mukta bhoga parityakta drusta dosa cha nityasah niswarasya subham datte swamahimni sitasya cha. Thank you Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Mukta bhoga parityakta drishta dosa cha nityasa naiswaryasya subham dhatte swe mahimni istatyasya cha. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Bhukta Enjoy.
Enjoy it.
Bhoga, enjoyment. Parityakta, given up. Drishta, discover. Dosha, faultiness. Cha, and Nitya Shaha, always. Na, not. Ishwarasya, of the independent. Ashubham, harm. Dhatte, she inflicts. Sve Mahimni, in his own glory. Sitasya, situated. Cha, and. By discovering the faultiness of desiring to lord it over material nature and by therefore giving it up, the living entity becomes independent and stands in his own glory. By discovering the faultiness of desiring to lord it over material nature and therefore giving it up, the living entity becomes independent and stands in his own glory. Yes, Supriya Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Because the living entity is not actually the enjoyer of the material resources, his attempt to lord it over material nature is, at the ultimate issue, frustrated. As a result of frustration, he desires more power than the ordinary living entity and thus wants to merge into the existence of the supreme enjoyer. In this way, he develops a plan for greater enjoyment. When one is actually situated in devotional service, that is his independent position. Less intelligent men cannot understand the position of the eternal servant of the Lord. Because the word servant is used, they become confused. They cannot understand that his service attitude is not the service attitude of this material world. To be the servant of the Lord is the greatest position. If one can understand this and can thus revive one's original position of eternal servitorship of the Lord, one stands fully independent. Hare Krishna. A living entity's independence is lost by material contact. In the spiritual field, he has full independence, and therefore there is no question of becoming dependent upon the three modes of material nature. This position is attained by a devotee, and therefore he gives up the tendency for material enjoyment after seeing his faultiness. The difference between a devotee and an impersonalist is that an impersonalist tries to become one with the Supreme so that he can enjoy without impediment, whereas a devotee gives up the entire mentality of enjoying and engages in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. That is his constitutional glorified position. At that time, he is Ishvara, fully independent. The real Ishvara or Ishvaraha Paramaha, the supreme Ishvara or supreme independent is Krishna. The living entity is Ishvara only.
Only when engaged in the service of the
Only when engaged in the service of the Lord. In other words, transcendental pleasure derived from loving service to the Lord is actual independence. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Om Jnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuramilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashad Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Bhukta Bhoga Parityakta Drishta Dosha Cha Nityashaha Nishwarasya Ashubham Dhatte Swe Mahimni Sitasya Cha. By discovering the faultiness of his desiring to lord it over material nature and by therefore giving it up, The living entity becomes independent and stands in his own glory. Hare Krishna, welcome everybody. Audio is clear? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Thank you everybody. Dishta dosha. We all are very expert in finding fault. That's our nature. Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada used to say, if you have to find fault, you should find fault with ourselves. Dishta dosha. What is the fault? That I have a tendency within my system to be an enjoyer of material resources. Drishta dosha. And I see that as a fault. And then when you actually want to apply within your system that actually I am not an enjoyer, and whatever I'm seeing in this world belongs to the Lord, should be used for the Lord's service, actually you see it's not happening. We are seeing this is a discussion between Devhuti and Kardama Muni. You cannot say that Devhuti is not very elevated. She's actually highly elevated living entity. Highly elevated. She's the mother of God. An ordinary living entity doesn't get the chance. Daughter of Swayambhuva Manu, wife of Kardama Muni, she is highly elevated. But she is asking these questions and the Kapila Muni is instructing her because the point is we want to apply this teaching within our system. If you want to apply this teaching, that actually I am looking at this world as a spirit of enjoyment, but I will be peaceful only when I engage in service to Krishna, when I look at everything as object in the service of Krishna, then drishta dosha will occur then. Drishta dosha is not possible. Therefore, devotee is very, very introspective, and then only he can advance. We are wasting our time because we are generally full of false ego, ahankara. Somebody corrects us, we become wild at him. We think, what is he? I know 100 faults of his. Now, in that sense, you cannot advance spiritually. That is not the platform for spiritual advancement. The platform for spiritual advancement is when actually person starts finding fault with himself. Adambitvam, amanitvam, these are the two first characteristics of spiritual advancement. Giving up pride and desire for honor. Then you can advance spiritually. Most of the people, you cannot even make them sit down and say that, can't you see this? You're not able to control the senses. When Hiranyakashipu was asking Prahlad Maharaj, my enemy, Vishnu, you are worshipping. Prahlad Maharaj said, my dear father, there have been many people like you who conquered the whole world but could not control their senses, and therefore they lost everything. Why don't you understand this fact? You have only one enemy, that is your own mind. You're only imagining enemies. So all of us try to be victims of somebody because of him it is like that. Or we try to put blame on somebody and make him an enemy. Because of him, I'm like this. We try to play victim. That's always, because nobody likes to admit his own mistake. He likes to Atma Kritam, he will not accept that. Whatever position I am in today, it is because of my own physical and mental activity. Nobody will accept. Nobody will accept. They put blame on somebody else. That's our entertainment. Sometimes they put blame on God itself. I'm such a nice person, and God did this to me, or somebody else. But I don't understand actually the dosha, the fault is in me. Nobody can disturb anybody in this world. Fault is in me. Drishta, dosha. Just like Srila Prabhupada used to say, if you are not happy, you are in Maya. Over. Fault is in you. Maya is not infecting other person. Maya is infecting you. You are. I am in a problem because of Maya. And why did Maya come? Because of my own foolishness. I could not see drishta dosha. I was somehow not able to see the fault, and I am passing my time. So some wisdom is given here. Please try to understand this wisdom. Try to internalize it, not just very nice philosophy, nice philosophy. Try to internalize. You can read one line of Srila Prabhupada's book every day and whole day keep meditating on it and internalize it. Try to make it part of your system. Drishta, dosha. Today, just try to find fault. So Prabhupada begins the purport very nicely. He says that we are actually trying to control the resources of material nature. But material nature refuses to be controlled by us. And therefore, there is frustration. Just like, say, you're walking on the road, you're somebody's wife, like Divida, gorilla, when he saw the gopis and Krishna Balaram with them, he became very, he was in a previous Lord's avatara, associated with the Lord, fought for the Lord in Ramayana. But later in bad association fell down. So he can be associated with the Lord and fall down in bad association. And he saw, I think Balaramji he saw with the gopis and started ordering them, the gopis, come, you come here, you come here. Now why they will come? They're not his servants. And they immediately cried to Balaramji, who came and killed him. And so similarly, we suppose walking on the road, you see somebody's wife, you say, hey, come here. She'll slap you. Why she'll obey you? So material nature, please try to understand, is not your servant. Your attempt to control the resources of the material nature that the humanity does individually or collectively is bound to fail. On earth, we decided you want energy. Krishna has what knowledge you need, he gave you. You didn't have to actually, or whatever knowledge we have acquired, independent of what the Vedic literature gives, is actually a waste of time. It's only trying to destroy the material nature in which we are living. How in a harmony we live the material nature, that much knowledge was already given. You do some agriculture, you grow some crop, you take care of the cows, you have your necessities finished. Your economic development is over. Over means that's it, full stop. Now engage all your time in spiritual activities. That is what the Vedic direction is. You can have simple pottery, some may be small mining, not that you have huge mining industries, and small blacksmith making little locks or knife, that's it. You don't have to develop this big industries. And then what do? We try to control the resources of material nature as a humanity. We dug out oil from places, we made this and that, and today the result is, now we have to leave the earth. And is it possible to carry billions of living entities, trillions of living entities from earth to any place? Not possible. You don't even know first how to go anywhere. You're struggling in that itself. So isn't that we become introspective? Drishta dosha. Yes, we messed it up. We messed up. Sorry, we messed up. Accept no. What is there? Drishta dosha. So you accept that our attempt to control the material nature, it is so complex. The Prabhupada says, more you try to control material nature, you'll be lost in the complexity. We didn't know there is global warming. We didn't know there is intricate cycles going on, and here and there touch up disturbs the whole system. We don't know. We're just like small children playing with an expensive mobile and spoiling it. That's all it is. Okay? Drishta dosha. The humanity is not able to accept its mistake and correct it. So how can there be peace and happiness if you don't accept? So we are trying to be happy by controlling material nature. There is a fault in the very fundamental of it. Because at the end of the day, you wanted to be happy. And you can be very, very, very happy by surrendering to Krishna, by becoming subservient to the will of Krishna, by becoming a servant of Krishna, pure devotion service. So Prabhupada is explaining here, the mistake is that when the moment the people hear the word servant, they shudder at the thought, oh, servant, oh, servant. I don't want to be servant. I want to be master. What kind of master? Ishvara, huh? Controller. You are not controller. The very thought that I'll become happy by becoming an Ishvara is artificial. Just like a girl dressing like a boy and trying to behave like a boy, or the boy dressing like a girl and behaving like a girl. It's artificial. Why don't you be natural? What's the point in being artificial? End of the day, you want to be happy, no? This is not. Then now there are many people. They don't know how you get real happiness. They try sex change therapy. Now it's very popular. Maybe you're not, as a boy, you're not happy. Actually, I'm girlish, I should become a girl. And then they do the operation and try to become a girl, and so much headache. Then they don't know how to become happy. Artificially, they want to change here, there, wasting their time, wasting others' time, and so much money wasted in all this thing. But if you understand that the real problem was with me, because I cannot accept my fault, I cannot even accept that I have a fault. Low esteem, high pride, I cannot even accept that actually they have a problem, that I'm looking at this word with the spirit of enjoyment. At the moment you do that, you become a criminal, you become a thief, you become a dacoit, you become a chore. So how can a thief, rogue, dacoit, chore can be happy? Will any country allow? They'll put him in the jail and beat him up. So similarly, the fault, the moment we see that there is a harassment of Maya, stop being a thief. Take an example, suppose police comes and arrests you, take in the jail and thud beats you. So then, instead of finding fault with them that they are beating me, why don't I fault find in myself? What did I do? First question should be, what did I do? Did I make a mistake? Yes, you made a mistake. Oh, I didn't know that. What did you do? What a mistake. No, you stole from the shop. Oh, we cannot take, it's not ours. Yeah, it's not yours. It belongs to that person. How could you pick it up and walk away? So you have to understand. So similarly, today we are feeling the material nature is given by God for my enjoyment. That's kind of nonsense philosophy people have built. So many philosophers say this is wrong. That is where the dosha, drishta, dosha. See the fault in this. This material nature belongs to the Lord. Even you look at it with the spirit of enjoyment, you'll be beaten up. It's not yours. Just like you're walking on the road again, you see somebody's wife, and you stare at her as if you're a wife, she'll give you a slap, and the man will also give you one more. True? Drishta dosha. The very your sight is wrong, drishti is wrong. Isn't it? So try to understand this point. The fault is in us. We say now it is, ashtu kashta is there. So much kashta is there. The mind is harassing me. Stop being a thief. Because these are all agents of the Lord. Adhyatmika, the Bhautika, the Devika. Therefore it is said, Tapatreo unmoolanam. Srimad Bhagavatam is so beautiful. Dharma projita kaitavatara paramo nirma saranam sata. Srimad Bhagavatam, what it does is that goes to the real root. And from the root throws out a problem. What is the root? That you are following cheating religions. Paramo nirma saranam satam, which can only be appreciated by Paramhamsas. Vedavasa Shivadam Tapatrun Mulanam. From the root, it throws a problem because the root is my fault in looking at this world for enjoyment. It's my fault that I'm thinking I am an independent enjoyer. That is what we are thinking. I'm independent. Drishta, dosha. So you see that I'm independent. Huh? Can't you see? Proper jokes. Suppose you tie somebody up with a rope and then they go, tar, tar. How are you? I'm independent. You're independent. Huh? I'll give you 10 more. So our proper says, material nature is kicking us at every moment. Thar, 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 thar. And we are thinking we're independent. Drishta, dosha. Find fault with your very idea that you are independent. You're not independent. Prabhupada says Jiva has no independent existence. He has actually no, even existence you cannot have independent. Because Krishna is existing, you are existing. You cannot even exist if Krishna doesn't exist. Just like sunshine can only exist when sun exists. Sunshine cannot exist without the sun. So we as energies of the Lord are existing because energetic, the Lord is existing. We don't even have independent existence. Independent. Nonsense independence. Therefore, they have Independence Day. You know? What is independent? If you want to become independent from this foolishness. It's like somebody, Srila Prabhupada says, what you will renounce in this world? You renounce your doggish mentality that you are the enjoyer. So this, overcome this fault. How do I overcome this fault that I am thinking I am the independent enjoyer? How do I overcome this fault, my Lord? Please have mercy upon me. This should be the prayer. You understand now how do I act? I'm helpless. Just like in Bhagavad Gita, the 12th chapter, Krishna says, yes, Bhakto asime, priyo asime, Bhakta, the devotees are so dear to me. Anna, Priya Priya, Ati Priya, Priya. That's called Priya Ashtaka, the last 8 verses of the 12th chapter. Priya Ashtaka, it's very dear to me. Very, very dear to me. And Arjuna hears that and he takes our role. So nice, Krishna, to be so dear to you. But what can I do? I cannot even separate between body and soul. Therefore, 13th chapter says, can you explain the difference between Kshetra and Kshetragna, between Purusha and Prakriti, between Jnana and Gaya? 6 questions he asked. Why? Because he wants to extricate himself and dance in the joy of Krishna consciousness. He's always dancing in the joy of Krishna consciousness. But he's taking our role. Okay, itna Bhagavad Gita to samajh aa gaya. The devotees are very dear to Krishna, but what is my helpless condition? I'm tied down with the ropes of material nature. What do I do in this condition? I'm being beaten by Maya. I cannot give up my criminal mentality. The fault is not in Maya beating me. Fault is in me still having the enjoying mentality. When Haridas Thakur was being beaten in 22 marketplaces to death, he says that. But he said, my Lord, I actually deserve more. This is very little. The devotees see drishta, dosha. Actually, he has no fault, but still feeling fault. Why I am born in a sinful atmosphere? I am a sinful person. Even the Shada Goswamis, you see Rupa Sanatana, many times when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to talk to them, they were saying such humble role. Haridas Thakur always such humble role. Drishta, dosha. Actually, devotee always find fault with himself. We have been discussing, there is a famous class here, I am right, you are wrong. That if somebody is speaking like that, you know, he has not even begun spiritual life, just a neophyte. Faith in Guru and deities, but no respect for Vaishnavas and finding fault with them and not finding fault with ourselves. This is ABCD not learned in spiritual life. Kachara is a dustbin, neophytes. Beginning, just beginners, neophyte. Okay. So drishta, dosh, devotee. If you tell somebody, watch out, this is not a good behavior. Thank you. Just like Krishna says to Arjuna, in the Bhagavad Gita, he says, Arjuna, Hridaya Dwarbalam. Watch out, Arjuna, in the 2nd chapter, 3rd shloka. Hridaya Dwarbalam, Arjuna, you are showing weakness of the heart. A great warrior. We give so many certificates. It doesn't have pride. 7 shloka, 4 shlokas, he says, Karparna dosha, my Lord, I have miserly weakness. Upahata svabhava, my whole nature is afflicted by my weakness. So don't you think it's true for us, Karparna dosha? We have miserly weakness within our heart. We are still not desiring to serve Krishna. We have no desire to please Krishna. No desire to please Krishna. Only desire to please my ahankara, only desire to please my senses. That's all. No desire to please Krishna. So Dishta dosha, he's seeing such a great personality in front of millions of people is saying Karparna dosha, but he's not saying Krishna, I'll tell you something, and goes to ear. Karparna dosha. No, he's speaking publicly. I accept. Karparna dosha. Upahata sabhava. Yes, my whole nature is afflicted by that. So why do we say I'm fallen? When somebody says, actually there is a fault. Yes, I said no, I'm fallen. It's correct. The famous example of Shivas, Naraji, in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Shivas. Outside his house, somebody kept liquor bottle and other thing of worshipping Devi. Not that all the time Devi is worshipped, but some forms of Devi are worshipped in that way. From chicken, liquor and all we offer. Tamasic worship. And when Shivas saw that, he came out of the house, he saw some envious people because in his house, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to dance, locked doors. And they used to fly practically in ecstasy. And the door used to be locked. Somebody got envious and did all that. You think you're a great man. You're actually like this. So people come to know. It's a Gopal Chapel, and later he was cursed to become a leper. Anyway, so when Shiva saw that, he immediately said, can everybody come here, please? So all the neighbors collected. He said, see, this kind of person I am. You are all saying I'm a great man, great devotee who dances with Lord Chaitanya in ecstasy. But actually, this is the kind of person I am. Are you all now convinced? He didn't say, I'm sorry, and I'm not like this. No, he's not defending himself. This is the kind of person I am. See? So some people understand. Devotee, therefore, doesn't defend his character. Never. He doesn't defend his character. And then what happens? People know he's not like that. They clean up the place, they wash the place, and the person who did it got cursed and because he offended a great Vaishnava, Narad Muni. He became a leper. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't forgive him for a long time. Only when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, long time later, came back to Navadip, he forgave his curse after he took pardon from Shivas. So, Drishta dosha. He's ready to see fault even though the fault was not there. And we, full of faults, we cannot accept any fault. Drishta dosha. So fault is here. I'm thinking I'm an independent enjoyer. It's so deep in my heart. Even though theoretically, philosophically, I know I'm not enjoyer. I'm an eternal servant of Krishna and I'll be very happy by service to Krishna. But actually, my system is not in the place. Drishta dosha. Watch out. Watch out, Arjuna. Hridaya Dwarballam, weakness of the heart. Yes, Krishna. Karparna dosha. Upahata sabhava. Prichami tama dharma samud chetaha. Very famous verse. Yes, Shreyaha. Please tell me, Lord, what is best for me. Nishitam bruhi. Please say, Shishya, I am your disciple. Sadhi mam tam prapanna. Please, I surrender to you. Guide me. I am your disciple. So this is how it should be. Therefore, when somebody understands he has a fault and he knows he cannot overcome fault on his own, he goes to a guru. Otherwise, you don't need a guru. Everybody thinks I'm great. Why you need a guru? Suppose, why do you go to doctor? When you know there is a fault and you know you cannot do anything about the fault. Doctor, save me. Anna? You go to a lawyer because there is a legal problem and you don't know what to do. You go to the chartered accountant because there is accounting problem. You don't know what to do. Right? So when you accept, actually I have faults and I also accept that I cannot do anything about it. I need help. Therefore I go to Guru. Just like Devahuti is taking role of a disciple. He said, how do I overcome this tendency? Because I'm thinking I'm an enjoyer. He said, no, Drishta dosha, watch out. Drishta, watch out, Drishta dosha. Your fault is that you are thinking you are an independent enjoyer. You are not an independent enjoyer. Just like Sanatana Goswami. If you want to see fault, there are so many faults. Krishna himself says, Janamritu jara vyadi dukkha doshanu darshanam. Dosha again, fault. We are making grand plan of enjoyment in this world, but in this world you cannot enjoy. Birth is a pain, old age is a pain, disease is a pain, death is a pain. Where is enjoyment? Only suffering. Samsritihi, the whole material existence is only full of pain. You see the fault in this. I am trying to make plan of enjoyment in this miserable world, which Krishna has given certificate as Dukkhalama Shashvatam. So I should introspect and think about it. Actually, I'm making a mistake. Then your life becomes, but we cannot accept that I'm making a mistake. Therefore, a preaching is generally easy in a young category. In a young people, you tell you're making a mistake, they can hear. And the whole school, college, they're learning by that. They're told, no, you made a mistake. Thank you, sir. But an old man, you tell you made a mistake. You're not like, what? 1992, I did that. 1988, I did that. That what you're telling, I made a mistake. I'm perfect. I'm great. I'm blah. I'm blah. I'm blah. Drishta, dosha. Always we should be thinking, why my temperature is there? I'm having 105 temperature. Correct? What is the fault? Some fault is there in my health. Some disease is there. Wow, what is it? What do we be thinking? Suppose you have constant fever. What if we go to the doctor and say, can you? So similarly, we have a great fever for material enjoyment. And we see why it is there. Why? Wow, what is the fault? Where I'm making a mistake? So nice, so beautiful shloka, correct? So we are thinking I'm an independent enjoyer, but actually it's not true. Prabhupada says we think I'm creator and I'm enjoyer. But the fact is I'm created and enjoyed. That's a fact. But I don't like to accept it. Because when the very idea when we take you are a servant of the Lord, your business is to serve the Lord. So we don't like that. We hate that concept. Because the very idea of servant is for us abhorring. Because all of us have come artificially to be the master. And you're fighting to be the master, to tell you to develop attitude of service. It just doesn't come to a system. Just doesn't come to a system. So try to appreciate the point. The servitude is spiritual, not material. What is it? Spiritual. It is a spiritual servitude we are talking about in the Vedic literature, which gives immense pleasure. It is done out of love, just like a mother taking care of the child. Actually, she enjoys, no? It's not labor, it's fun. It's fun. So similarly, we have desire for enjoyment, to be independent, but we do not understand that servitude to the Lord is a nectar. That's real independence, is becoming servant of the Lord. What is that? That is real independence. You become totally free. Today we are dependent, living entity, dependent on various things. Just like Srila Prabhupada says, all you have to do is what is said in the Bhagavad Gita, Mana, always think about Krishna. Bhamad Bhakto, become a devotee of Krishna. Madhyaji, worship Krishna. Mam Namaskuru, offer obeisance to Krishna. 4 things are said. Mana bhav madabhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. If with these 4 things, actually, you become independent. Prabhupada says in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam very beautifully. He says the Pandavas, by all good luck, were totally malleable servants of the Lord. They were not idle parasites. They were working very hard. But being totally dependent on the Lord, they become totally independent of the material nature. And in the last line, Prabhupada says something so nice here we are seeing. Enjoying the transcendental pleasure in service to the Lord brings us to the platform of real independence. Because till the time we have transcendental pleasure within our heart, there is a desire for material enjoyment. And the moment there is a desire for material enjoyment, we are Maya has to do his business, and then we lose our independence. We are trapped. our little independence which we have, which is called partial. We are not Ishvara. Ishvara means supremely independent. Swarat. Janmadi asyata taratas charteshu vigna swarat. Totally independent. We are not. We have minute independence. And using that minute independence, if we voluntarily agree to be a servant of Krishna, our life becomes successful. But if you do not find fault in this material existence, we think this the world is, how are you? Very nice. I'm not nice. I'm lost with the unwanted desire of material enjoyment. Unnecessarily, I have left the service of the lotus feet of Krishna. And like a fool, I'm roaming in this world, trying to enjoy this world. Even though I hear so many times, again and again, instruction, just become a servant of Krishna, you will be happy. I am so much attracted and addicted to material enjoyment, and I'm dragged by the propensity of material enjoyment. Then spiritual life will begin. Yesterday night we were reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. I was saying, my Lord, I did not know I am your servant. Somehow, rotating in this material nature for billions of lives, I come back to the memory that actually I am your servant. I want to surrender to you sincerely and seriously. Please accept me. So beautiful. We read that yesterday night. The process of devotion is a very beautiful chapter. Those who have time, please do read Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, 22nd chapter, process of devotion service. And in that, beautiful Chaitanya was guiding us into pure devotion. Okay? So pure devotion is a very important element, a genuine prayer of surrender. Whole day goes without a single prayer. Are you Paramhamsa or what? Paramhamsa, somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, should I pray to the Lord Prabhupada? That's your only business. So what is our condition? Paramhamsa is always praying. One Srila Prabhupada was standing in front of the deities and crying. So one devotee came to Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, why you are crying? So I'm praying to the Lord, please keep me engaged in your devotion service. So Drishta, we can see that Maya is dragging me, kicking me, hitting me, beating me. And I pray to the Lord for mercy. Only by mercy of Krishna, you can become independent of the harassment of Maya. Devi esha gadami mamaya durataya mama evye prapadyante. Only when you surrender to Krishna and Krishna sees you are sincere and serious to serve him, Mayam etam tarantite. Krishna relieves you from the harassment of Maya. Correct? So becoming a devotee means Shubhadha, Klesha, Agni. We are free from any harassment of Maya and become peaceful. But point is that we cannot find fault with ourselves. We think we are very great. We are not only great, we are the best devotee, we are the greatest devotee. And somebody says, sir, please watch out, that's another Maya. Oh, who are you to tell me that? No, stop it. Don't find fault with me. Only Guru can find fault with me. All speak rubbish, crazy. He's not a devotee, he's just not even a neophyte. He's not even begin devotion service. Doesn't know. Devotion service begins when there is an attitude of servitude to the Lord. And a person is ready, yes. Correct. Is it that when Krishna says, Arjuna, watch out, Hirdaya Darbalam. Hey Krishna, don't say like that. I have no faults. I know I'm special. I'm the best. Shiva said that day. Remember? Shiva said that day. And that day, he said like that. That he said, Indra, I went. I defeated so many devatas. Just watch. We do exactly that. That day. There's Gandharva that captured, even Karna couldn't do anything, and I defeated, at Virat, I defeated all of them. And you are saying, I'm fault. I'm not fault. I'm special. I'm great. That's how we are. That's how we are. And can you compare yourself to Arjuna? You're nothing in front of Arjuna. Nothing. This chat. Mallah Prabhupada once was telling in the class, you're nothing. You're nothing. You're nothing, actually. That's a fact. But full of pride. I'm this, I'm that, and that. Chat. We are in a condition that even spitting on us will not be enough. That is our real condition. Sab log thuke bhi to, that's not sufficient. Like imagine Haridas Thakur is beating in Mardik. No, my Lord, I deserve more. This is nothing. Actually, devotee, when he says, when Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says what? I'm more sinful than Jagai Madai and the more rotten condition than the worm in a stool. Prabhupada says he's not just speaking artificially. He's actually feeling that. Advanced devotee feels like that. And look at our condition. Actually, we are more sinful than Jagai Madai. And actually, in fact, Rupa Sanatana Goswami submit themselves as we are more fallen than Jagai. But Jagai Madai at least who had some good qualities. We don't have anything. But actually, this is, and imagine what we are thinking of by Krishna's grace. If Krishna so sanctions, temple has not worried. It is done now. Temple will be done. We have crossed a stage in which the temple is not an anxiety. Temple will be done. What I'm more worried now is setting up a beautiful Vaishnava community. And do you think this is one quality all of us should have? We want to live together. Everybody is meditating on his own faults and being very humble. In fact, when devotees, humility is a transcendental quality. It's not a metal platform. When you enter a temple and say, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, how are you? How much people feel so happy. My God. You know, I'm a devotee, can't you see my thread? I'm special, we walk, sit there, Dari, give gap. Some places in this belt happens like that. Who wants to? Nobody likes that. Nobody likes that. And just imagine, instead of doing dhari business, which is happening in this so many temples here, just imagine the sannyasi stands at the door and says, Hare Krishna, welcome. I tell you, they don't know what they're doing. So many people hate that kind of business. Now Swamiji is coming, give way, you run here, there. Nobody likes that in Kali Yuga. Even Krishna doesn't do that in Kali Yuga. Why doesn't Krishna come in Kali Yuga, the supreme authority with a stick? Hey, get here. What he did in Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga. He doesn't do. Kali Yuga people cannot be done like that. They're Shudra. Shudra cannot accept an authority. That's my analysis. Kali Yuga people are Shudras. They will not accept an authority. Tell him you have to do this because I'm telling you, immediately mind to revolt. Why? Who is he to tell me? The Kali Yuga people are by intrinsic Shudras. Shudras cannot be ordered. They will revolt. Shudras only work because money is given. That they do not want to work for anybody. That's the nature of a Shudra. But that's not the way it is. That's not the way it should be. So we just want to set up a beautiful transcendental community with realized humility. Actually, what we need, please mark this word, realized humility, not superficial humility. Many of us are actually superficially humble. How are you? That is actually in the heart, I don't believe. In the heart, I'm the greatest, I'm the wisest, I'm the best, I'm the nicest person, the best person in the heart. External, please come, you sit down. But actually, I'm just showing humility. I don't believe in it. That kind of humility will not help you advance the spiritual life. What we need is realized humility. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to tell Haridas Thakur, Rupa Goswami again and again, your humility breaks my heart. But actually, he used to speak in great transcendental pleasure with great happiness. Once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Sanatana Goswami, come and meet me. Actually, he was testing him. And Sanatana Goswami did not take the road from the temple. He went to Jagannath Puri. And you know the way we are staying on the beach. So he took the route through the beach, long route to the beach to come to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And if you have seen on the beach when it is hot sun, those who have gone to the beach in a hot sun, you cannot put your leg on the sand. Sand becomes like a frying pan. It burns. And he was running through the sand. He could easily walk through the temple path. So when he comes to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sees his leg have blisters. It is red now because I'm having run through that. He said, why do you take a way through the temple? Why did you come from the beach? No, I am so fallen and rotten. I was very worried by even mistake the pujaris who are doing service to the Lord. Touch me. All the pujaris together of Jagannatha cannot be near a dust of the platform of Sanatana Goswami. Cannot be near even the dust. He is a Nitya Siddha, the associate of the Lord from the spiritual world. Sanatana, they're all Rupa Sanatana, intimate associates of Radha Krishna in the spiritual world. But still, see that humility. This is humility of a Paramahamsa. But we cannot have that, but we should have realized humility. And the fact, I want to be a servant of Krishna, but actually all the time thinking of material enjoyment. And then when we get a chance for association, that is what we see. Prabhuji, how do I do it? Can you help me to come out of this? That's it. And the life becomes so beautiful. The whole community becomes nectar, trying to enjoy the. And otherwise, we don't find fault with ourselves, we find fault with others. And then there is politics, and he's like that, you want to hear? You don't want to hear? You want to hear something? Yeah. I have so many faults. I don't want to even chant Hare Krishna. I don't interest to chant Hare Krishna. That's a beautiful spiritual community. Okay, so it's very important that we do not waste our time in becoming greater than the greatest, best of the best. Rather, we invest our time to become a humble servant of Vaishnavas. We have come, our life is dedicated to serve Krishna and to serve Vaishnavas. If you keep remembering this fact, I am come to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada just to serve him and serve Vaishnavas, serve Lord Krishna. Life becomes so blissful. And if there is a fault, it's in me. Okay? Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji. Thank
Krishna
you.
Prabhuji,
Pranam,
Pranam.
Pranam Prabhuji.
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Hey Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandut Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you.
Dandavad Pranam. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.